I want to talk to you, and he does too, about something that
I don't at all.
Well, we've been working on this. I've been working on this a long time, and
it's a fascinating look down the road. Something that you would not expect. I wouldn't think you would. I wouldn't expect this about O.J.
Simpson's going to get a reality show. I think he's going to get out in October because honestly, as much as I know he committed the murders, even though he was found not guilty, I think he was dealt dirty by this judge in the kidnapping case to give him 30 years. It's ridiculous. It's payback for the murder case, and she shouldn't have done that, I think. So anyway.
So he's looking at getting out as early as October.
We have been surveying the landscape in Hollywood, and there are a number of reality show producers that are going to jump at O.J. Simpson and try to get something. The question is, what thing? And we have an idea of what we're talking about here.
This could be a reality show where he sits down and talks about what did or didn't happen, or what we all know happened. And look, we've spoken to several production companies who say that they would absolutely love to do a show like this with O.J.
That said, I talked to a bunch of them. I talked to agents. I talked to various people here. Everybody, to a person, they agreed. It can't go on broadcast television. It can't go on cable because, number one, the audience wouldn't tolerate it. The executives just wouldn't do anything like that.
Perhaps most importantly,
advertisers will not advertise on the show. So this is going to end up being a pay-per-view type show. And, you know, what's interesting is if you go way back in time, in 2005, I believe. No, 2005. It was a long time ago. O.J. Simpson collaborated with Judith Reagan and a co-author on a book called If I Did It. And it got very controversial.
Because
it's changed to I Did It because Fred Goldman ended up getting the rights to the book. Fred Goldman, obviously his son who was murdered, he just changed it essentially to
took the
I
if
Did It.
and shrunk it down.
But they ended up doing a television show with this. And in the television show, O.J. Simpson read passages from the book. I am told, and I know the author has said this, that in the book he essentially confesses to the murders. And he read this out loud, and it was going to be on television, but Fox looked at it and they said, never. This will never see the light of air. And as a result, it's been shelved, and I am told that project will never go on the air because Fox owns it. It will never go on the air.
If OJ still has that judgment, right? With the Gold, is it with the Goldman family?
Yeah, Goldman's and Browns. And Browns.
And Browns, knowing that if he got out and he got a ton of money to do one of these things,
they'll get the money. They'll attach it.
Correct. So why wouldn't networks that you'd essentially be giving the victims of this more money, which is the victim's family?
Because
so it's only
because
it doesn't.
They have to make an assumption. It still goes to O.J. Simpson. Now they could attach it and everything else. It's too much for the networks to explain. Oh, the Goldmans are going to get it because the fact is, O.J.'s played a shell game with them for decades now, and the Goldmans have received almost no money, and so a lot of people are going to say he'll just get around it and scam them anyway. So it's just too hot for the networks.
But O.J. is hot, and that's why people are interested in doing this. I mean, O.J.'s won has gotten an Oscar and Emmy awards in the last year
for his story. Well,
right.
O.J. has
not O.J. O.J. projects. O.J.-related projects.
But is this? Okay, so this is a murder mystery that goes back where someone.
It's not a mystery.
There's no mystery.
Well, no. It's much in the realm of making a murder or any of those things like that. All of those things are real things that have to do with real people. I think O.J. Simpson is a disgusting guy, but I'm asking, what's the difference? We've seen this play out for other people that are less notorious. Why is this so different?
Well, the difference is that even with making a murderer, it is a little bit of a horse race that you have an idea that so-and-so did it, you have an idea that he didn't do it. With O.J. Simpson, there is blood from all three victims going from the crime scene into O.J. Simpson's bathroom in Rockingham.
Yeah, but that's not a sufficient response because he was found not guilty in the court of law. So despite all of those things, there are some people that still, and I know it's hard for you to believe, Harvey.
No, believe me, I know this case. And look, there are people, look, it's very simple, and I don't want to go retry the case. There are a lot of people who believe that O.J. Simpson was framed, that Mark Furman used the N-word. It was
exactly.
essential to them. I mean, in this case, listen, the LAPD back in the day did frame people. There were all sorts of problems, and I understood why there'd be such doubt. He wasn't framed. As a matter of fact, the irony to this is that O.J. Simpson was protected by police who loved him for more than a decade when there were all sorts of things going on in the house.
I will say this, though.
He wasn't the guy.
If we do retry the case, I want to be Johnny and Charles can be Christopher Darden.
Oh, God. No, it's not going to be. They're not going to do.
Why the hell do you get to win?
I want to be Johnny.
Why do you get to win?
I want to be Johnny. Charles can be Christopher Darden. Harvey, that leaves you Shapiro, man.
You get Marsha Clark if you're Christopher Darden.
Hi, I'm Steve Spurkelli from Tempe, Arizona. So the juice might be on the loose again. That's interesting. Let me clarify that I feel sorry for the Brown family and the Goldmans. What are two perfect titles for his reality series? Let me see. How about Pond Bars, that's with a B, in search of OJ's Heisman Trophy, and OJ, the biggest loser. I could go on, but I'll stop there.
It'll be interesting
OJ,
to see how he reacclimates in society. We got to move on, but it'll be interesting to see, especially after this television show where people started looking at it a little bit differently, and the fact that he's done prison time. Make sure to subscribe to TMZ Live to keep up to date on the latest entertainment news.
And if you want to keep watching, click on one of these videos right now.